Hello, everyone, and good morning, the second day of the Barcelona Cybersecurity Congress. My name is Victoria Valbuena, and I'm the head of Business Promotion and Development Department at INCIBE. I don't know if you know what INCIBE is. If you are in Spain, you may already know what INCIBE is. If you are not Spanish, let me explain you a little bit what we are. We are a public administration depending on the Ministry of Digitalization and of the Public Service. And our role here in the public administration is strengthen the capabilities of the private sector. Private sector meaning citizens and companies. And as a part of our role here, we foster and support the cybersecurity ecosystem in Spain. Let me go with you today through what's going on worldwide in the European market, and of course here in Spain regarding cybersecurity, and why we say that Spain is the land of cybersecurity here. You may don't know what the strengths are here in Spain, so let me talk about that regarding of talent, research and development, and what's going on with the industry that most of you, I'm guessing, you're from companies. Let's make a little test here in the audience. Who is a CEO or founder of a startup here? Please raise your hand. Thank you, Javier. Few of you. Some of you are professionals on cybersecurity, so let's talk about what's going on with talent and opportunities that you're going to have here in Spain. Let's move on and talk about what's going on worldwide regarding cybersecurity. You know that because of the adoption of new technologies, cybersecurity is growing and growing and growing. And because of the adoption of cybersecurity, there's more and more opportunities for cybercriminals to attack our companies and our public sector. That's the reason why, since 2018, the number of cyber incidents skyrocketing, and right now it's 2 times larger than it was in 2018. And the record number of cyber incidents, according to Statista, was in 2021, with in 2023, we had over 17 million cyber incidents. These cyber incidents are mainly focused on 3 different vectors. Phishing is the number 1 with 9 million attacks. Second is personal data breach. And third are non-payment, non-delivering scams. And let me transfer this into business numbers. So the sector, cybersecurity, the market size of cybersecurity worldwide is supposed to reach $202 billion this year. But the number or the cost of cybercrime worldwide, it's going to go up to close to $10 trillion. What this means is that there's a huge gap in between what's the cost of cybercrime and the market size of cybersecurity. So there's still a lot of opportunity to capture that value. If you're raising or you're building a solution within this sector, you're in the right position. Cybersecurity services. Not only do you need to build a solution, but cybersecurity services also offers good opportunities. They are pretty much like 50% of the market, and the growth rate of this sector worldwide is close to 7.58%. Of course, not every country has the same opportunities. These are the 21 markets that all of them supports or concentrates 80% of the whole market. Number 1 market is United States, and after that, European Union is the second market in whole European Union. And Spain in Europe is the 4th economy regarding to market size in cybersecurity, for just behind the United Kingdom, Germany, and France. So we are in a good spot here in Spain regarding the market size in cybersecurity. Let's move on from what's worldwide, and let's talk about Europe here. Europe here, the size of the market is supposed to reach $49 billion this year, going up to $65 billion in 2027, which is a really nice increase regarding cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is a priority for our authorities. We are here in Europe trying to build a nice ecosystem in cybersecurity. And the ecosystem is already part of the whole strategy of the European Union within different stages and different pillars that you can see here in this slide. Of course, everybody knows that here in Europe, we are big in a legal framework. We love to harmonize what's going on in cybersecurity between the state members. So the legal framework is pretty much regular in all the member states. We want to keep our leadership in digital protection and in data protection and digital sovereignty. We love to strengthen the resilience of the private sector and the public sector, and we love to foster accountability and transparency here in the European Union. And that's the reason why we have this regulation, NIS and NIS2, the Cyber Resilient Act, the Cyber Solidarity Act, DORA, and of course, what everybody already knows, that is GDPR. According to all the legal frame, we have a few institutions here in the European Union that are competent in cybersecurity. The biggest one, or the one that coordinates everything, is ENISA, that is based in Greece. But we also have the European Cybersecurity Competence Center that is based in Bucharest. Every member state has the National Cybersecurity Competence Center that depends directly on the European Cybersecurity Competence Center. And also we have EXO, that is a public-private organization that is a bridge in between the public and private sector. Let's talk about a little bit of the new kid on the block, that is the European Cybersecurity Center. The European Cybersecurity Center, as I told you before, is based in Bucharest, and is the role or the mission. Its mission is strengthen the capabilities of the private sector and also the competitiveness of the European companies. Also, we try to protect, or the European Competence Center try to protect the sector against cyber attacks, and also maintain the excellence about whatever is going on in the research and development sector here in Europe. In the short term, the European Cybersecurity Center needs to have an impact in these three areas. Needs to fund companies, SMEs here in Europe, in order to create new solutions for cybersecurity, but also incorporate new technologies that help those SMEs to protect themselves against cyber incidents. We need to support the workforce. Everybody knows here in the room that getting talent for the companies is a challenge nowadays. So some of the programs that they have at ECC are focused on trying to build that workforce, and also trying to foster this research and development ecosystem here in Europe. And that's why in the European area, we are going to invest in different programs and different areas, close to 11 billion euros in different areas to get, or to meet those goals that the ECC has. And in every country, the NCC has the competence to do that. In Spain, INCIBE is the NCC. So we help the ECC to get those goals. And how we can do that? We are a contact point for the and to coordinate the Cybersecurity Competence Center, and we coordinate everything with the local market and also other state members, and everything is supervised by the ECC. We try to talk about what's going on and what tools we have here in Europe to meet those goals that I explained before. We also organize events in order to promote cybersecurity. And if you're trying to have a research and development project and get funding, we also organize events. Next week, we are going to host an event to talk about dual-use technologies, dual-use meaning civil and military-use technologies. So if you are interested, you're more than welcome to join that event. It's online, so no worries. You don't have to travel to other city to attend the event. And also, we get the calls and tenders from the ECC, and we inform the Spanish market here in order to get people to send requests for quotation, requests for proposals, and we analyze those proposals here at INCIBE as NCC. But let's talk about Spain. Let's move on from Europe to Spain. Spain is at the forefront of cybersecurity. We are the first country in the European Union, and the second country in the world, just behind the United States, by number of CSIRTs here in Spain. And we are the second European country and the fourth worldwide in cybersecurity maturity according to ITU. And that's because we've been doing this for over 20 years. INCIBE was founded in 2008, so we've been in the market for several years already, trying to boost the capabilities of the private sector. According to our report, here in Spain in 2024, we have in the private sector close to 100 cyber incidents. And we reported over 180 vulnerabilities to the market. Those cyber incidents were spread in between companies and citizens. Citizens reported the biggest numbers to our toll-free numbers, 017. And also companies, they reported close to 32,000 incidents. Those incidents here in Spain, they rank like this. Malware is the #1 cyber incident we have here in Spain, malware in a broad concept. Second one is online fraud, which is bigger and bigger. That's the reason why citizens, the cyber incidents reported by citizens are the highest number. And phishing is the third one. Let's talk about, finally, why Spain is considered to be the land of cybersecurity. We at INCIBE believe that, but we are not the only ones that says that. McKinsey launched a report in early 2025, and McKinsey says that we have the opportunity to become the leader in Southern Europe in cybersecurity, based in 3 pillars. We have the talent, we have the research and development ecosystem, and the industry is really, really good here in Spain. Let's talk about talent. What everybody is looking for these days. If you're building a company, you try to get more market share in cybersecurity. Or if you're in the sector, it's quite a challenge. Here in Spain, we have over 182 workers just in cybersecurity. However, the gap is close to 80,000 people. We need more people here in Spain. We have, in order to get more people in the market, here in Spain, we have over 200 cybersecurity programs, 87 master degrees, close to 11 university degrees in cybersecurity, more than 20 certificates issued by high schools. Here we have something that is called professional training, which after 2 years you get a certificate, a training certificates. We have over 20 of those certificates going on in the market. And we are promoting and funding from INCIBE 21 chairs at universities in order to get more talent into the ecosystem. As a consequence, over 240 cybersecurity training centers are trying to build that workforce here in Spain. But also talent here in Spain is very competitive. Our labor cost here is around 25% lower below what's the European average. So if you're trying to build or you're trying to get teams to develop your solutions, it's a good idea. You try to poach or you try to find those professionals here in Spain. Unfortunately, there's also a gap between women and men in the sector. Approximately 25% of the workers in cybersecurity are women, but we know that's a problem, and we are trying to solve that by raising the awareness with women through our INCIBE programs and with collaboration with other institutions, and trying to get on board more women to the sector. About research and development ecosystem, let me tell you that in general, Spain is an amazing country to build anything or to try to fund your research project here. And why is that? We are very, very conscious about the difficulties that they have those kind of projects, especially that you don't have revenue, but you are having cost, and that's the reason why we support financially and also with teams and with researchers your projects. Here we have a strong program of tax deductions that is called the IP box. You can get up to 40% tax credits for your research and development projects. Spain has a pool of researchers of in general, of over 133 researchers. Also, if you're getting people in order to develop your project, you're getting some social security discounts in order to get that research staff. We have a very good legal frame for IP protection here in Spain and in Europe. Here, we are leaders in open data, and also, as you may know, here in Spain, we have an artificial intelligence sandbox where you can test and make proof of concept of anything related to artificial intelligence. That was launched, I think it was either last year or in 2023. Also, from the public administration, we have a strong support of the research and development ecosystem. All of these entities that you have here on the screen, they have different lines where you can apply to get funding for your project. We have the CEDETI that also, by the way, if any one of you is developing right now a solution, the Neotech call is open nowadays. You can get up to 250,000 euros in order to fund your research and development with a non-refundable grant, which is very good. We have also Red.es that supports entrepreneurs and also research and development projects. Of course, ENISA, which is well known among startups here in Spain. ENISA also offers soft loans for startups and early stage companies in order to prove the solutions to the market and try to get that first traction here. ISEX also has a strong program support of research and development. ISEX closed recently their tender in Nova Spain, and within Nova Spain, they offer over, for each project, up to 800,000 euros to develop a research and development project here. And also we have the CSIC, which is an institution here in Spain that offers support for everything related to research and development. Let's talk about just cybersecurity. Here in Spain, this is a really nice map. We have up to 50 research and development centers, 26 industrial laboratories, and also at INCIBE, we are building a network of laboratories that they are going to be based in León, which is already open. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. We have another laboratory plan in Bilbao, and we are talking about the laboratory in Málaga. Most of you know that Málaga is one of our hubs in cybersecurity here in Spain. And according to our data, over 470 people in Spain are conducting research and development projects here at universities. 27 universities have research and development teams. And we have, as I told you before, 26 laboratories where you can go there and test your solutions. Let's talk about a little bit of what we offer at INCIBE. INCIBE has its own facilities to collaborate with companies in order to offer a space to conduct functional testing in these technologies. Whatever you're building, if you're building something for 5G, IoT, 4.5.0 industry, connected vehicle, artificial intelligence, and UAVs, you have a nice facility over there at INCIBE where you can test what's going on and if it's ready to go to the market. This laboratory also offers or promotes the adoption of cybersecurity standards for those technologies. We offer, thanks to the laboratory, some training and education courses and activities, and also the laboratory is ready to offer on-site demonstrations in order to make public whatever discovery you want to make public over there, or as we did last Christmas, whatever we find with toys, IoT toys, if they are vulnerable or not, we did a demonstration in our facilities. Also, INCIBE fosters the research and development ecosystem here in Spain. We have a program called Innovation Procurement, Public Procurement Innovation Program, which was funded with over 200 million euros. Up to this date, this program is the biggest public program in this kind of cybersecurity research and development funded by public institution. This program is pretty much like an open innovation program. It's the closest thing you're going to find to a public innovation program. So at INCIBE, we define a few different areas where we couldn't find solutions in the market. So we decided to launch a tender to the market and say, hey, we know that there's a gap in the market. Nobody is doing anything here. We need private companies to develop that. And we are going to help you by putting money in order for you to develop the solution. With this program, we get a really big impact in the market. We are trying to build a talent because all of those contractors that they are developing those programs, they incorporated new people in order to get the solution ready, that is going to be ready in 2026. We are going to add new solutions to the market. We are going to to support the entrepreneurship here in Spain, because some of those projects are built by startups, no big corporations, no big companies. Startups are building solutions in the framework of this program. And the impact in the market is really, really significant. In the framework of this market, we had 4 different calls that they are right now in execution. We are managing 86 different contractors. As I told you before, this program was funded with over 200 million euros. We differ in 37 different challenges. You can see a few of them. Sorry, it's in Spanish, but you can see a few of them here on the screen. And we are funding 153 research and development projects. But let's talk right now about what's going on with the industry here in Spain. The industry here in Spain, as you may already know, because when I was talking about the worldwide and European market, I told you, Spain is the 4th country here in Europe by market size. Expected in 2025, it's that we reach 3 billion euros in market size, with a growth of close to 6.2% of the market in the upcoming years. We have different programs, as I said before, and you see in the previous slide, such as the public procurement program, where we cooperate public and private institutions. The size of the market here is around 1,800 companies that we have here in Spain that offers cybersecurity solutions to the market. Approximately 30% of that number are key or players that offers just cybersecurity solutions, or the revenue is more than 50% just in cybersecurity. And of those companies, approximately 30%, which means close to 300 companies, are startups and scale-ups. In Spain, the budget of the private sector to acquire cybersecurity solutions, most is in between 500K and 5 million, which is a big gap, but according to Deloitte, this is the biggest concentration of the market. So we are an SME country, which means that our companies are not that big. 98% of our companies here in Spain are SMEs, which impacts in the budget. We also have a legal framework that supports and fosters the startup ecosystem here. Recently, we launched these 2 acts, which makes easier for entrepreneurs to build a solution here in Spain, and also fosters the investment ecosystem here, and gives you a financial and tax perks in order to make it easier to grow your startup in Spain. How many of you are from other countries, not in Spain? Few of you. So if you're thinking of building or trying to come to Spain in order to develop the Spanish market or the European market, or have some sort of branch of your company here, let me talk a little bit about what we offer as public institutions here. These are 2 programs of ISEX. ISEX has 2 soft landing programs to help international entrepreneurs to build their solutions from Spain. One of them is open, and is now open, the call for any startup in the world. The other one is done with a cooperation with the Inter-American Development Bank, and it's exclusively for Latin American companies. And if you're thinking of based one of your maybe subsidiaries or maybe a branch of your company here in Spain, those are 2 of the programs you need to take right away. But once that you are that you have a company here in Spain, and if you're building a solution here in Spain, let me talk a little bit what we offer at INCIBE. INCIBE right now has a program that is called INCIBE Emprende that supports companies in order to make for them easier to build the solutions, have a bigger rate of survivance, sorry for that, so they can survive better within the ecosystem. The program is going to deploy over 50 million euros till next year. And if you're building a solution, you can apply here in Spain. You need to be based in Spain. You can apply to the program. The program has 3 different stages. If you are a Spanish entrepreneur and you're thinking of building something, but you don't know what exactly on where to start, and you don't have an idea clearly, we have a lot of workshops, a lot of hackathons, events where you can meet with the ecosystem and think about what you are going to build. If you have the idea, but you don't know what to do with that or what's your business model, we have a few incubation programs. Those incubation and acceleration programs are conducted by up to 35 companies or entities we collaborate with. And this is a good starting point if you're building something in cybersecurity, or this is something new for this kind of programs at INCIBE. If you're building a technology and you want that technology to be secure from the very beginning, we also support your program. And once you have the idea and the business model and you need to get the traction for your program, for your startup, we have acceleration programs that we also have, or we co-host with 35 entities, and they are pretty much going all over Spain. This is a map where you can see where all the cybersecurity companies are concentrated in Spain. Some of the regions have a bigger ecosystem in cybersecurity. Some others, they don't have that power or that ecosystem over there. We are trying to concentrate our efforts at INCIBE to spread around the country all the incubation programs and acceleration programs. So wherever your company is based on, they can apply to one incubation and acceleration program. As I told you before, one of the key roles of INCIBE is to foster the cybersecurity ecosystem. We not only help startups, but we help other companies here in Spain that they are maybe in growth stage in order to grow their business internationally. No matter what your company is the stage they are regarding internationalization, they can find some sort of support in Spain and supported by INCIBE. If you're in an early stage, you can find different resources in our website, such as different guides to do businesses in different markets, or the ISEX published usually market research in cybersecurity. You have over there all of the market research that ISEX has about cybersecurity, a listing, and you can download it for free. We also support our companies by getting them different booths and different spaces in national pavilions in different events, international events, as the RSA conference. RSA was a couple of weeks ago. We have over there, thanks to the collaboration in between ISEX and INCIBE, a pavilion with 27 members of the Spanish ecosystem, and our pavilion was the second largest pavilion at the RSA. So the visibility that you're going to have if you're going to show your company to the world at the RSA is very nice if you do that with our programs. We also invite foreign people to visit our country and also have companies visiting other ecosystems. And in order to help our companies to move forward and to base a subsidiary in other markets to grow their revenue, we organize what is called the Desafía program. We launched 2 editions in the United States. We foster 9 companies with really good outcomes of this program. Also, INCIBE is part of the acceleration network of the Diana program of NATO. If you don't know what is Diana program, NATO has a program that supports companies that develop dual-use technologies. Every year, NATO opens a call to the market in order to get new companies that they are developing dual-use technologies in not only cybersecurity but other sectors. And if any company decides that Spain is a market to develop their companies, it's going through the acceleration that is developed by INCIBE and also the Polytechnic University of Madrid. It's a very interesting program. If you go through this program and you are selected to move forward in phase 1, you get $100,000 in support from the NATO, and if you move to phase 2, you get up to $500,000 in support directly from NATO Innovation Fund. Also, talking about investment, the investment ecosystem here in Spain is quite healthy, and especially in cybersecurity. Here in Spain, we have a total of 9 unicorns, and of those unicorns, 1 is in cybersecurity, and there's another one that is a unicorn soon to be. The unicorn that we have here, you may have heard of them, is Devo. The soon-to-be unicorn is Redpoints. Since 2018, we have recorded a total of over 750 million euros invested in cybersecurity companies, and the ecosystem is very strong. There are different institutions, especially the one that is based at the, not based, but depends on the Ministry of Digital Transformation, that deploys over 4 billion euros to the market just to invest in deep tech, including cybersecurity. Here, the venture capital ecosystem is also strong. We have over 126 venture capital firms that they have cybersecurity within their thesis investment. And approximately, the private sector can deploy 48 billion euros to new startups here in Spain. Last year was a record high in venture capital here in Spain, and there's a few funds trying to build new vehicles to invest in cybersecurity and defense. You know that, you already know that defense and cybersecurity are intended to grow a little bit here in Spain in the next year. And of course, an ecosystem and a country cannot be the right one without events where the ecosystem and the startups and the companies can talk to some other stakeholders. There's a whole bunch of small and niche events here in Spain, but the biggest ones, that's the ones that they are here in the slide. Of course, in the first half of the year, your event to be is this one, the Barcelona Cybersecurity Congress. But during the second half of the year, you have different options. You have the Cybersecurity Summer Bootcamp. It's an event that INCIBE hosts in León, and we train We train policymakers, we train police corps, we train army people in cybersecurity so they can go back to their countries and implement whatever they learned here in Spain and in León. We have also one event that unite people from the research and development teams at universities that they are called HOTANIC, but the two other events that you need to put in your agenda are INCIBE and a STIC event. INCIBE is the biggest event of the industry here in cybersecurity in Spain. It's hosted by INCIBE in October in León, and you are more than welcome to visit us. And also in November, you have the STIC event that is hosted by the Cryptological National Center here, which the Cryptological National Center here is the organization, public administration, that fosters or to control and strengthen the capabilities of the public sector. Let's talk about a little bit of INCIBE. As I told you before, it's the biggest event in cybersecurity in Spain. We have, in last edition, over 4,000 in-person attendees, and we have different activities over there. You have an exhibition floor that the call in order to get a booth over there is already open if you're interested in getting some sort of booth over there. We have an agenda of keynotes and panels talking about cybersecurity with international and national experts. We have different workshops that we develop over there talking about cybersecurity. And we have two other activities that they are the International Business Forum and Meet the Investor. Last edition, we have a record high of attendees from other countries, international delegation, international buyers, and international investors, where they met the Spanish ecosystem, and over 600 meetings took place over there in order to meet with the international ecosystem. In summary, Spain is the land of cybersecurity. And why is that? Because the environment and whatever is going on worldwide and in Europe facilitates doing business in cybersecurity. Spain offers a strong support, both public and private support, in cybersecurity. And also, Spain, as McKinsey and we at INCIBE says, has the potential to become the Southern Europe cybersecurity hub. So that's all for today. If you want to talk to us at INCIBE and know a little bit more about what I was talking about during this keynote, please send us an email. I'm going to be here for 3 more hours or so more than happy to connect to whomever is ready to learn a little bit more about the ecosystem. And let me invite you to enjoy this event, and please meet us also at INCIBE in October. So thank you very much.